Disney Plus costs about $10 Canadian and worth every penny of it. If you don't have a Disney Plus subscription, today is the day you tell that company over there in Hollywood that more of this results to more of my money. This is a way to vote. Dave Filoni, John Favreau, yes, 2024. This is how you tell them that now. This is your chance. If you're not subscribed, if you watch this somewhere else, or if you're looking for a spoiler-free review and you came here, I would tell you you're at the wrong place. This will be a spoilered review. From the start, we get to see, ooh, that's Cobb Vanth. I remember him. He was from the first episode of last season of Mandalorian. Ooh, he's going through some things. I like the way that they kind of showed how much of a quick draw he was, and he was right there to point it at the pikes and control. See, he's not like a cop in Minneapolis. He shot the people who were going to shoot him, and then there was one guy, and he goes, "Oh, look, you're smart. What you're going to do, you're going to leave that spice over here," and he's going to, and he lets him go. That's all that happens. I'm kind of disturbed with how he knocked over that chest of spice just into the sand, like, yeah, it's back to where it belongs. Like, what are you talking about? You suggested that maybe you would die rich, you would retire early with the spice, but then he just decides to kick it. I don't know. Maybe keep it. It's not like at the end of the episode they were coming in to collect the spice. No, not to my knowledge. They were there to send a message. Then the episode goes to, what is it? The forest moon of Endor. I thought it was Dagobah's system. I thought maybe it could be what's the other one? Octu, perhaps, maybe where there's not a lot of water, because the rocks did have the same style. Who knows where they were? They haven't even said so. So they go there. It's not like Star Wars has subtitles. They go there. R2D2 is calling him on behalf of Ahsoka. All right. What this tells me is that Ahsoka and R2 have met, and from there I can conceive Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker have met. You're missing an opportunity to show me the way that those two characters meet each other. That's an awesome story I want to watch. And maybe we will see that story play out in the Ahsoka series. So I'm not too mad, but it looks like they've already met with each other. That meeting is going to be epic. However, it is that the two of them met, because she was talking to Luke later on, like, your father would be proud, that kind of stuff. She knew his mother also. Remember that. It's not just Anakin that she knew. She knew Padme. She was pretty close with her too. So Din is there. He's gonna give the little chain, little T-shirt thing to Grogu. But are you really there just for that? That's the question. Ahsoka has some questions for him. Ahsoka ruined everything. We're about to have a good reunion, and she's like, "Are you there for him? You there for him? Oh, yeah, I'm just here to give him this. That's all. That's the only reason I'm here is just give him this little chain thing. Okay, I'll hand it to him." Oh, you know what Ahsoka did? She just stopped another Darth Vader. We were about to have a whole another Sith Lord with attachment to, and then turning his back on the Jedi. She saw this coming. Where was she for the last Jedi episode 8 when Luke was gonna creep up on Kylo Ren and slice him and then had the biggest shame of his, that scene, that bad, horrible scene from that horrible movie? Where was she then? We needed you, Ahsoka. But whatever. She got us once. I'm not gonna be too mad at Ahsoka right now. That's the thing. Grogu training with Luke, who Shamuk deep faked perfectly. Never have I ever seen this technology, and I'm so unbothered by this technology. Should the worst happen and Mark Hamill is unable to play the role of Luke Skywalker ever, continue with this technology. I want him to sign. I want him to do interviews saying, "Hey, you guys, this is great. Continue doing it, please," because you never know. You honestly, you never know. The whole recasting conversation needs to come up. For everything, and we need to just have a industry standard that should an actor not be able to perform, the character is different from the actor, and if you have the technology, move forward with it. The fans want that. That's what we want. How the hell did they do this? Remember how in the last episode last week there was a pilot, and the pilot was actually the stand-in double for Luke Skywalker. My thoughts are he's not just there to be the stand-in pilot. He was there to shoot this while he was here. They're like, "Oh, in episode 5 we're doing a pilot thing. You want to be a ranger also?" "Yeah, sure." That's why. That's why he's here. So Luke Skywalker looks great. He's training with Grogu, saying all of the nice Luke Skywalker-y things like do. He had the baby Grogu on his back and he was running just like he was in episode 5 movie, he trained and did a front when he did that front flip. When he did that front flip, I lost my shit. I said, "Ooh." That was the coolest callback. And was it fan service? That's a question I'm going to be asking on 33 Burning Star Wars Questions whenever we do it. I put up a poll on my community tab, first time I've done one, and it's asking, do you want me to stream Saturday about the MCU or do you want me to stream about Star Wars? And that's coming Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, inshallah. That episode there where he's getting trained was the best episode I've ever seen. It could have ended there. All of that could have happened, and I would have said, all right, nothing to see here. But then we get back on the ship, and Din Djarin starts traveling to Tatooine, and everyone in the world, you're a liar if you're saying that, but everyone was like, "Oh, I gotta go back here." Oh yeah, it's called the Book of Boba Fett. Oh my god, all right, let's go. And we got a little Boba Fett cameo in there, and he's creating the plan. There's gonna be a war. He said like with Black Chrysanthemum and the Mandalorian, we have the manpower. I'm looking, what? You just got these mod Power Rangers. You got a couple of Gamorrean guards, Black Chrysanthemum. That's enough? No, you needed more. Enter Cobb Vanth. We saw him at the beginning of the episode. He wasn't there for nothing. Now, Boba doesn't go to recruit Cobb Vanth. Why not? Does Boba have a beef with Cobb because he took the thing, the Beskar armor that he wears? Or do we just not care that the show is called Book of Boba Fett? I think it's the latter. I think they don't care. They just said, all right, we got to name the show something. Book of Boba Fett it is. That's all. They might as well just call it Star Wars, more Star Wars from last year. That's what they might have would have called it. So the criticism of this show, this whole series, is that it's called the Book of Boba Fett. We don't even get to see Boba. I don't care that we don't get to see Boba for 2 episodes. It doesn't matter to me. It's not. It's like it doesn't phase me at all. It's a real criticism, but still, fuck cares? What could have they have named it like to make it better? It's irrelevant to me. So Din's talking to him. It's called Freetown, not Mos Pelgo anymore. And their little deputy there is just jittery and quick to cause problem. You know, those types of people. And when Din leaves, none other than it's Cad Bane with this Cad Bane oxygen things, with the Cad Bane voice, which was on point. Same voice actor too. You shouldn't have ever took off your armor. He was saying that if you guys just stay neutral, it's kind of the same deal, I guess, that those other syndicate lords of Tatooine got. Just stay neutral. We'll take care of you. That's the thing. Should have never took off your armor. Okay, those are fighting words. Camera zoomed in. Camera zooms in on everybody. The deputy, the marshal, the bounty hunter. The first one to draw was the deputy over to the side. Cad Bane shoots. Cobb Vanth may have been killed, may not have, but he didn't get him in a vital place. And they made an effort to like show you that when the people of the town went to travel to him, they saw them applying some sort of Star Wars healing thing on him. Maybe he's alive, right? We don't kill characters. We don't kill intellectual properties after 2 appearances. Maybe he'll show up at the big war episode next week. So there's that, getting him taken care of. Deputy gets shot like 4 times. That was a cop. Shoot, boom, 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 boom. He tells the bar, like, stay out of it or some shit like that. And then he goes off. Cad Bane was just here for business. How did Cad Bane know so much? How did he know that Cobb Vanth used to wear the old Boba Fett armor? I don't know. But he does not like Boba Fett. The man worked for the Empire. He's killed. He's the worst. Okay, Cad Bane, I know where you stand. You stand with the mayor of Mos Espa. Was it Mok Shaiz who abandoned his town? Which is very cowardly to be the leader of a place. And in a time of great need, you abandon it. Like if any world leader in this world would have done that, for example, in countries like Canada during an important time, that would be pathetic. But I digress. This show was epic. This episode was epic. There's so much I'm not even touching on. There's the flashback with Grogu getting that flashback after Luke puts his hand on him. I, everything that happens, you get teased. Even to when they show you the face of Luke and Grogu training, they showed you some forest. Here it is, and then finally we get it, and we're like, yeah, he is on the same planet as Luke and Grogu. Everything gets teased. So when we finally get to the maybe I'll show you, was that the 501st? The main characters of the Clone Wars were clones. And that group, the 501st, was about 6 guys who dressed in that blue and white, not stormtrooper, clone trooper kind of outfit. Was that them? It looked like them to me. And there they are shooting up some Jedis. Couldn't really tell one of them, especially the one on the right. He had a Jedi cloak over him. We didn't even know if it was a human body or some alien race body. They really didn't want to let us know which Jedi it was that died. But about 3 of them got shot down, and no Jet. You guys remember George Lucas's son? Where was he? He wasn't in that flashback. Little baby baby Grogu, looked really wrinkly and stuff, and he watched it all happen. You could see off of the glistening freaking reflection of his eye pupils, all the lights and stuff. Don't know how he got from there in Coruscant, in the Jedi Temple, to in the hands of the Empire. Because why would those stormtroopers go, oh, look, it's a baby. Let's not shoot. Let's not execute 66. 66.5. We're going to collect this one. I don't know why he survived. That was an epic flashback, and I'm glad I remembered to bring that back up. So much happened, man. R2D2's here. Ahsoka and Luke have met with each other. You know what else I liked? Right before Ahsoka and Luke talked, Grogu was kind of leaping on freaking rocks to rocks to rocks. And it was CGI. It wasn't puppetry. I'm very in favor of the CGI Grogu. That's how he's supposed to look without the limitations of technology. I don't think it's an homage. I don't think the reasons to go back in time to use puppets or to use stop motion animation or whatever the old tricks that they do. They did it in the last episode. They did it 2 episodes ago, didn't they? Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. I prefer just give me what you think it's supposed to look like. Well, George Lucas would have wanted it to look like if he had this tech in 1977. Don't bring me back to puppets. Unless you got to save money and you can get away with it. But when he's jumping on rocks, yeah, CGI is the way. We're building up to a epic conclusion next week. We're going to have a war on Tatooine. If Grogu decides, all right, there's a lightsaber there, which is Yoda's lightsaber, which supposedly is a retcon because it got burnt in a fire. Or you can take this Mandalorian armor that he gave you, which was made out of the spear, which Ahsoka didn't sense it was made out of the spear, or she didn't say so. If we have these 2 things and Grogu decides, okay, I'm going to choose to be a Mandalorian, guess what's going to happen? Luke is going to hop in his X-Wing, travel over to Tatooine, his old home, and see, oh, there appears to be a war. I've got just the thing. Zzz. That. If this thing was episode 6 was epic and it was the best and we loved it, and it's not the finale, these are screenwriters who are in charge of Mandalorian. Dave Filoni, he's done Avatar: The Last Airbender. Jon Favreau, we know what he's capable of with how many movies that he's done that's been that made $1 billion. Actually, it might have only been Lion King, which isn't that good. But how many movies that he's done that are good? These professional screenwriters did not write the best episode in episode 6. In their heads, episode 7 is the greatest episode that's possible. They would have held back the Cad Bane until episode 7. But they didn't. Luke is fighting in episode 7. I think Grogu, he just might choose the way of the Mandalorians, and we'll see how that goes. Grogu's not supposed to be the first student of Luke. It's supposed to be Kylo Ren. This would be the biggest sequel era, Disney movie era callback of all time. Even the way that those Jedi temples were constructed out of rock, it looked just like the Octu versions, which we saw in a sequel era movie. The sequel era is really not something that Dave and John have touched on. And really, this is not that much either, but it's the most, in my opinion. I think the only other thing we saw was the Cara Dune episode in the background on the chalkboard, it was like the menu says green milk, blue milk. I think that's like the closest we got. Maybe a little other things, but like it's not like we had Maz Kanata show up anywhere. This would be it. All right. So what do? Do they acknowledge that Kylo Ren is the first student? Do they make Grogu return to being a Mandalorian? Why leave in the first place? I don't know. Grogu should be fine though, because he was remembering things. Luke wasn't teaching him things, which that solves the whole training thing. He blocked it out of his memory. He put it back in his head. Fine. And now I understand why he's going to be really cool with a lightsaber. I'm fine. I'm really happy with the way this is heading. He can make his own lightsaber too. And then Ahsoka will be like, all right, fine. You don't want to be a Jedi? Yes, I got another one on my team. And she can make her own academy of people. But after this Tatooine war, there's going to be a Mandalore war. And that's coming, season 3 of Mandalorian? Oh my goodness. This finale is going to be epic. I can't wait to see it. Like I said, I'm going to be doing 33 burning MCU questions or Star Wars questions. Depends on the poll results. Last I checked, it was Star Wars winning. But we'll see on Saturday morning.